Okay, wow. This episode of Dune Prophecy,
Yeah,
it was a total roller
it's
coaster.
definitely a roller coaster.
We had like shocking deaths and like intense rituals
Mhm.
and this mysterious figure who like seems to be immune to
Right.
even the Bene Gesserit's powers.
You're not kidding. It feels like the showrunners really just like turned up the heat in this one
Yeah.
and threw us into this world of like betrayal and
Yeah.
hidden agendas and
Right. Let's start with the deaths. I mean, we had two
okay.
major characters die in this episode,
Yes.
and both in a really strange way.
Uh-huh.
So first there was that young Pruitt Riches,
Right.
who was supposed to marry Princess Yanez.
Yeah.
Um, it looked like an accident at first,
Yeah.
but then we find out he was burned from the inside out.
That's when things started to get really creepy.
Yeah.
Because the same thing happened to the Bene Gesserit truthsayer,
Uh-huh.
Kasha, on a completely different planet.
Right.
Internal burning, seemingly caused by some unseen force. It definitely wasn't a coincidence.
No. And that's where Desmond Hart comes in.
Right.
He's the soldier who was thought to be dead
Yeah.
after being swallowed by Sandworm on Arrakis.
Mm-hmm.
But surprise, he's back.
Surprise.
And not only is he alive,
Right.
but he's somehow responsible for both of those deaths.
And what's interesting is
Yeah.
Desmond claims to have killed Pruitt out of loyalty to the Emperor,
Uh-huh.
saying he wanted to, like, free him from this forced marriage. But there's something about Desmond that's just off.
Totally.
He's got this intense, almost fanatical look in his eyes, and
Yeah.
he seems completely unfazed by the things he's done.
Totally. Plus, he's totally immune
Yes.
to the Bene Gesserit's voice.
Right.
Which is their mind control power.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's a huge deal.
Yeah. It means they can't manipulate him
Yeah.
like they can with everyone else.
Right.
I mean, who is this guy?
Right.
And what are his powers?
That's the million-dollar question.
I know. The Bene Gesserits have always...
So sure of their control.
Right.
But Desmond's immunity throws a wrench in their plans.
Uh-huh.
It makes you wonder if they're as all-powerful as they
Yeah.
think they are.
Right. This episode also gave us a deeper look
Yes.
into the Bene Gesserit lore,
Definitely.
especially the creepy agony ritual.
Oh, yeah?
It's basically this intense trial
Yeah.
where they use a poison
Mm-hmm.
derived from the planet Rosek.
Right.
It's actually a precursor to the water of life
Yeah.
that we see in the Dune movies.
Yes.
And it forces them to confront the memories of all their female ancestors.
Imagine having thousands of voices whispering in your head,
Right.
all fighting for control.
It's crazy.
It's a dangerous gamble.
Yeah.
Most acolytes don't survive the process.
And poor Leela.
Yeah.
She was this promising young acolyte,
Right.
chosen to undergo the agony
Yeah.
in hopes of accessing the memories and the very first Reverend Mother Raquella.
Right.
But the ritual went terribly wrong.
And she didn't make it.
That scene where she's undergoing the agony,
I know.
it was visually stunning, but also super terrifying.
It was.
This shadowy cavern filled with the whispering spirits of
Yeah.
dead Bene Gesserit.
Yeah,
It felt straight out of a horror movie.
it did. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier,
Right.
Leela's body is taken over by Dorothea.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Remember her?
Yes.
The Bene Gesserit that Valya killed in the last episode?
Talk about karma.
I know.
Valya's actions have come back to haunt her
Mhm.
in a big way.
Right.
And Dorothea's message
Yeah.
vowing to take away their hope,
Yeah.
it was chilling.
Yeah.
It speaks to the deep resentment and pain that
Yeah.
Valya has caused.
So while all this is happening,
Right.
Valya heads to Salusa Secundus,
Okay.
the Emperor's home planet.
Uh-huh.
She's there to assess the damage from the deaths
Right.
and make sure their plans for Princess Yanez
Mm-hmm.
are still on track.
Valya is always thinking 10 steps ahead. She's a master strategist, always calculating risks and looking for any advantage she can get.
That scene where she confronts Desmond
Oh, yeah.
in the Emperor's prison,
In the prison?
that was so intense.
Oh, no.
She tries to use her voice on him,
Right.
but it has absolutely no effect.
You can see the shock on her face when she realizes
I know.
it's not working.
Yeah.
She's clearly rattled. The Bene Gesserits have relied on the voice for so long,
Uh-huh.
and now they're facing someone
Oh,
who's
yeah.
completely immune to it.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
It is. And then there's the bombshell revelation
Right.
that Kieran Atreides,
Yeah.
the Emperor's swordmaster,
Yeah.
is actually a rebel.
Wow.
He's part of this underground movement
Right.
that's plotting against the Carino dynasty.
That's a major twist.
Like, we usually think of House Atreides
Right.
as this noble and honorable family,
Uh-huh.
but to see one of them working against the Emperor
Right.
raise a lot of questions.
Yeah. What are Kieran's motives?
Right.
And how will this impact his relationship
Right.
with Princess Yanez?
It definitely adds a whole new layer
I know.
of intrigue to the story.
It makes you wonder if everyone has their own secret agenda.
Right.
Their own reasons for playing the game.
Yeah. And then there's Michaela,
Right.
this seemingly innocent bartender who befriended Princess Yanez.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
She's not just a bartender.
Yeah.
She's a deep-cover Bene Gesserit agent.
Oh, wow.
And she's connected to the same rebel group as Karen.
The Bene Gesserit's web of influence
I
is wider than we imagine.
It's crazy.
They have agents everywhere,
Uh-huh.
working from the shadows to manipulate events to their liking.
Right.
It's like a giant puzzle, and
Yeah.
we're just starting to see how the pieces fit together.
Right before Leela dies,
Yeah.
she has this brief moment where she connects with Raquel
Uh-huh.
and gets a glimpse of the prophecy.
Okay.
Raquel describes the key to the reckoning as one born twice.
Right.
Once in blood, once in spice, a revenant full of scars.
Yeah.
A weapon born of war on a path too short.
Those lines are packed with meaning.
Oh,
They
yeah.
offer clues about the future, but
Yeah.
they're also very vague. Who are they talking about?
Right.
Could it be Desmond?
Yeah.
He definitely fits the revenant full of scars description,
He does.
considering he was thought to be dead
Oh.
after the Sandworm incident.
It's a mystery that has everyone talking.
It is. And that description of one born twice, once in blood, once in spice, it really makes you think.
Right.
We know spice plays a huge role in the Dune universe with its ability to extend life and enhance consciousness.
Yeah.
Could this prophecy be hinting at someone
Right.
who has been transformed by spice in some fundamental way?
That's a great point. And remember,
Yeah.
Desmond survived being swallowed by a sandworm,
Oh, yeah.
which is pretty much unheard of.
Right.
Sandworms are practically gods on Arrakis. And their digestive systems are incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
How could he have possibly survived that unless something extraordinary happened to him?
Exactly. And speaking of extraordinary,
Okay.
did you notice the scene with the Sook doctor
Uh-huh.
examining Tasha's body?
Yeah.
They mentioned the Sook School,
Right.
which is this prestigious medical institution in the Imperium.
What's so special about the Sook School?
Well, the Sook doctors are known for their ability to heal
Okay.
without using any machines.
Uh-huh.
This is a big deal because in the Dune universe,
Right.
there was this historical event called the Butlerian Jihad,
Right.
which was basically a war against thinking machines.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about that.
Okay.
It led to a ban on any technology that mimics the human mind, right?
Exactly. So the Sook doctors hold this unique position of power
Mm-hmm.
because they possess knowledge and skills
Right.
that are both essential and forbidden.
Yeah.
They're a living reminder of a time when humanity relied on human ingenuity rather than technology for healing.
That's fascinating.
Right.
It makes you wonder if Desmond's powers could be connected to this ban on technology.
It's possible.
Right.
Maybe he's developed these abilities
Mm-hmm.
as a way to compensate for the lack of advanced medicine or something.
It's definitely a possibility. And there's another interesting connection to the past that I noticed.
Yeah.
The episode mentions the Rossack poison used in the agony ritual.
Right.
This poison was actually the original method used
Yeah.
by the Bene Gesserit's predecessors,
Okay.
the sorceresses of Rossack.
So the Bene Gesserits are using a really old technique, huh?
Right. But how does that relate to Desmond?
Well, remember how both Pruitt and Kasha were killed by internal burning?
Uh-huh.
That's similar to how the Rossack poison works.
Yeah.
It's possible that Desmond's powers are somehow related to this ancient poison.
Right.
Or maybe he's a descendant of those ancient sorceresses.
Ooh, that's a cool theory.
Right.
I love how the show is weaving in these little details from Dune lore.
Yeah.
It's like a treasure hunt for fans.
Speaking of treasure hunts,
Okay.
did you catch the Easter egg about Vorian Atreides? It was mentioned during Kieran's meeting with the rebel group.
Vorian Atreides. That name sounds familiar.
He's a legendary figure in the Dune universe.
Yeah.
He's a direct ancestor of Leto Atreides,
Uh-huh.
who is Paul Atreides' father.
Right.
You know, the main character in the Dune movie.
Oh, okay. Now I remember.
Good.
So what's so special about Vorian?
Well, Vorian is famous for his role in the Butlerian Jihad,
Right.
the war against thinking machines that we were talking about earlier.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So Kieran, who is rebelling against the Emperor,
Right.
admires a figure who fought for the very system
Yeah.
that led to the Emperor's power.
Exactly.
It's a bit ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if Kieran and his rebel group
Right.
are fully aware of the implications of their actions.
Are they fighting for a return to a time before the Butlerian Jihad?
Right.
Or do they have a different vision for the future?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And it's not the only thing
Right.
that makes you question people's motives in this episode.
Yeah.
The Empress Natalia
Right.
is clearly not happy with the Bene Gesserit's influence over her husband.
Oh, yeah. She's definitely not someone to mess with.
No.
That scene where she talks to Desmond in the prison was chilling.
Yeah.
She sees his power and his ruthlessness.
Right.
And she's not afraid to use him for her own ends.
It's like she's saying,
I know.
hey, you want to burn someone to a crisp for me? No problem.
Right.
She's definitely playing her own game.
And with Desmond seemingly under her control,
Right.
she has a powerful weapon at her disposal.
Yeah.
But can she really control him?
Right.
He's like a wild card, a force of chaos that could easily turn against her.
It's almost like a monster she's trying to tame.
Right.
And who knows if she'll be able to keep it on a leash.
And then there's Valio's meeting with Sister Michaela in Salusa Secundus.
Uh-huh.
Remember Michaela, the bartender? Well, she's a Bene Gesserit agent.
Right.
And she drops a huge bombshell.
Right.
The Bene Gesserit orchestrated the attack
Yeah.
on the spice harvesters in Arrakis.
Whoa. So they were behind that whole thing.
They were.
But why?
It seems they were trying to create chaos and instability
Uh-huh.
so that they could swoop in and save the day,
Right.
regaining the Emperor's trust.
Right.
They're playing both sides,
Right.
manipulating events to maintain their grip on power.
That's cold.
Right.
And Valia doesn't even seem fazed by it.
Yeah.
She just casually agrees to sacrifice the entire rebel cell,
Yeah.
including Kieran, to achieve their goals.
It's a stark reminder that the Bene Gesserit are not always the good guys.
Right?
They have their own agenda,
Uh-huh.
and they're willing to do whatever it takes to achieve it,
Right.
even if it means sacrificing innocent lives.
This episode really turned everything upside down.
I know.
I thought I was starting to understand who to root for,
Right.
but now I'm not so sure.
That's the beauty of Dune Prophecy, though. It keeps us guessing,
Uh-huh.
constantly challenging our assumptions about who's good and who's bad.
Yeah.
It's a world of moral gray areas where
Right.
everyone has their own secrets and motivations.
And did you notice all the visual cues and symbolism in this
Yeah.
episode?
Oh, yeah.
The opening credits finally debuted,
Right?
and they were amazing.
I loved the hand gestures of the Bene Gesserit.
Yes.
The bloody blade representing their breeding program, and the pomegranate symbolizing the broken pact of the arranged marriage. It was like a quick visual tour through the themes and history
Yeah.
of the Dune universe.
And that transition from the sandworm's mouth to a human eye
yeah.
and to a blue eye, that was so cool.
Right.
It's like foreshadowing the importance of spice
Yeah.
and the transformation it can bring.
The creators are definitely paying attention to detail, using every element to enhance the storytelling and immerse us in this rich and complex world.
There's also a great visual contrast
Yeah.
between the Bene Gesserit's advanced technology
Right.
and the more rustic world of the Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that scene in their lab with all the holographic displays
Yeah.
and sleek equipment?
Right.
It's like they're operating on a different level,
It is.
far beyond what most people in the Imperium have access to.
That visual distinction really highlights the power imbalance at play.
Uh-huh.
The Bene Gesserit are manipulating events from a position
Right.
of technological superiority.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what their ultimate goals are
Right.
and what methods they're willing to use to achieve them.
And speaking of technology,
Okay.
did you catch that quick shot of the Spacing Guild ship?
Oh, yeah.
It was massive,
It was...
dwarfing the Bene Gesserit's smaller transport.
That was a great reminder of the scale and power of the Spacing Guild,
Yeah.
who control interstellar travel in the Dune universe.
Their ships are colossal,
Yeah.
capable of transporting entire fleets across vast distances.
And the fact that even the Bene Gesserit rely on them for transportation
Right.
shows that they're not completely autonomous.
Uh-huh.
They still have to play by the rules of this complex web of power.
Exactly. No one is truly independent in this world.
Right.
Everyone is connected. Everyone has their own agenda.
Right.
And everyone is trying to outmaneuver the others.
We also got a glimpse of the Emperor's suspension cells.
Oh, yeah.
Those things are terrifying.
VR.
Imagine being trapped in a force field,
Right.
suspended in the air, completely at the mercy of your captors.
It's a chilling reminder of the brutality of the Carino regime.
Yeah.
Beneath the surface of opulence and ceremony,
Right.
there's a dark undercurrent of violence and oppression.
And Desmond is stuck in one of those cells.
Right.
How is he going to get out?
I don't know.
He's clearly got some tricks up his sleeve.
Considering his powers and his history of surviving the impossible.
His escape is pretty much guaranteed,
Right.
given his abilities.
Uh-huh.
The question is not if, but how.
Right.
And what will he do once he's free? Will
Yeah.
he side with the Empress, the rebels, or forge his own path entirely?
The suspense is killing me.
I know.
I can't wait to see what happens next. This episode was a wild ride.
It was.
It feels like the pieces are starting to fall into place.
Yeah.
But there's still so many unanswered questions. What's next for Dune Prophecy?
I think this episode set the stage
Yeah.
for a power struggle that's going to be epic.
I agree.
We've got the Bene Gesserit trying to hold on to their influence.
Uh-huh.
We got Desmond Hart emerging as this volatile wild card.
Right.
And we got a rebel movement gaining momentum.
And we can't forget about the Empress.
Oh, yeah.
She's clearly got her own ambitions.
Right.
And with Desmond as her potential weapon,
Uh-huh.
she could really shake things up.
It's like everyone is playing a game of chess.
Yes.
And the stakes just got a lot higher.
Mm-hmm.
Who will make the next move
Right.
and who will be sacrificed in this battle for power?
One of the biggest mysteries is Desmond Hart himself.
Yeah.
What are his true motives?
Right.
Is he really loyal to the Emperor?
Mm-hmm.
Or does he have a hidden agenda?
And where did his powers come from?
Right.
Is he a product of some secret Bene Gesserit program?
Yeah.
Or is there a deeper connection to the ancient sorceresses of Rossack, as we discussed earlier?
Some fans even think he could be connected to the Bene Klilax,
Oh, wow.
those masters of genetic manipulation from the Dune books.
Right.
Imagine if he's a sleeper agent, programmed to carry out some secret mission.
The possibilities are endless.
I know.
And that's what makes Dune Prophecy so captivating.
Right.
It drops these like tantalizing hints and clues,
Yeah.
allowing us to speculate and theorize.
Yeah.
It's a show that rewards close attention
Right.
and encourages us to think critically about what we're seeing.
This show also deserves credit for its incredible visuals. The sets, the costumes, the special effects, everything is so well crafted and immersive.
Right.
It's like stepping into the pages of a Dune novel.
Absolutely. They've done a fantastic job of capturing the grandeur and scale
Right.
of the Dune universe.
Uh-huh.
From the sweeping desert landscapes of Arrakis
Yeah.
to the opulent halls of the Imperial Palace.
Right.
Every location is visually stunning and richly detailed.
I especially loved the costume.
Oh, the costumes.
The Bene Gesserit robes, the Emperor's armor, the Freeman's still suits. They all tell a story about the characters and their place in this world.
It's clear that the creators have put a lot of thought and care into every aspect of the show's visual design. It's a treat for the eyes.
Yes.
And it really helps to draw you into the story.
Dune. Prophecy isn't just a prequel. It's a complex and thought-provoking story in its own right.
I agree.
It's exploring themes of power,
Right.
religion, technology,
Right.
and the human condition
Yeah.
in a way that's both engaging and intellectually stimulating.
I agree. It's a show that has something to offer everyone. Whether you're a die-hard Dune fan
Right.
or a newcomer to the franchise,
Right.
it's a world of political intrigue, ancient secrets, and larger-than-life characters
Right.
that will keep you glued to the screen.
I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
Me too.
What are your predictions for the next episode?
I think we're going to see Desmond make his escape from the prison,
Okay.
and I'm betting it's going to be epic.
I bet.
The question is, whose side will he choose?
Yeah.
Or will he become a force unto himself, disrupting everyone's plans?
And what about Kieran and the rebels?
Yeah.
Will they succeed in their mission to overthrow the Emperor?
Right.
And how will Princess Wynez be affected by all this chaos?
I don't know, but I can't wait to find out.
Me neither.
Dune Prophecy is shaping up to be one of the most exciting
Yes.
and unpredictable shows on television.
I couldn't agree more. Be sure to tune in next week for our recap
Yeah,
of the next episode.
definitely.
And don't forget to share your theories and reactions
Right.
in the comments below.
Please do.
We love hearing from you.